Okay, I'm Sam, John here, and Tom. We're going to talk about Evaluation 7. We've chosen to do it like this because we're obviously not the greatest in writing aspects, so we prefer to show it more orally than, than obviously written. We've tried with this project compared to the preliminary task. We've tried to compare it to. We've tried to obviously make it better than the preliminary task. I have such a trouble saying that word. Preliminary task. So we've obviously given it a more serious plot line. So there's obviously zombies in school, which is hypothetically could happen. Hypothetically.
We've gone for comedy for both aspects of it because we feel that's our strong point than drama.
Yeah, there's no real point. Well, yeah, there's no real point in not playing to our strengths because then you just know you're going to fail.
As we like comedy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sam wrote both of these. Well, wrote the outlines of both scripts, and both of them were comedy.
Yeah.
Obviously, preliminary was
a bit forced, but
yeah, you had to force. That was more Monty Python. This is Shaun of the Dead, if anything.
Yeah, it's more like True Grit kind of comedy. So
comedy slash zombie.
So that's obviously a difference with the script. The editing, of course, was done very differently because this time we obviously had more time. So John would be able to, if you notice in the preliminary, all the highlight of our video effects is obviously like the changing between scenes and the credits at the end. Whereas in the latest one, the main task, we have a ghost fading effect and then actually stopping and then names coming up. Obviously the fading effect is at the start, whereas the names coming up is at the end of the production.
As the characters are speaking.
Yeah.
I put the names in because it highlights it instead of having them over the background, which was a lot easier because although we did the opening for this task, for the preliminary, we only did a section of something, so we didn't have to put in credits until like the end. And I found editing this a lot easier because the audio we used, because we had better equipment, was easier to edit together with the video.
Yeah, and the software was different as well to the one we used for the
because
we used the one on the school computers.
At school, for the preliminary, at school we used Premiere Elements video editing software, and that was not the best to use because it's laggy, it crashes.
Yeah, it's pretty poor.
And compared to John's,
compared to the Adobe Syntec Power Director 8, which is a very good software because you get all the tracks.
Yeah, it's much more professional.
And you can actually see what you're doing when you're doing it instead of crashing.
So, obviously, as well, with the shots, we've tried to keep, because we understand in the last piece, we did try and keep within the 180-degree rules and the match on action rule. However, sometimes they did slip. So, obviously, in the scene where we were in the room that we're in now, in the preliminary, which was a scene in which we were getting told off, we felt that some of the walking out of the door scenes could have been done better. And the main task, we've tried to we thought every scene clearly through, and we've obviously calculated the rules to keep within the angle rule.
We've used them much better in this one. We've used them more.
We've stuck to the actual rules of them quick.
And in both tasks, I feel that we've used the mid shots well.
Yeah.
Although in the preliminary we did have all three of us on camera at once, too many times I feel, and we did learn from that.
Yeah.
I think the most we had on this task was you and Adam, which was on 180-degree rule because we had the camera basically just moved.
Well, the only bit really when we had you three at all was just running down the corridor, wasn't it?
That was less of a mid shot.
I suppose, yeah.
Well, in addition to the script writing, the way I tried to write it was basing on the hypodermic syringe model. So basically, like the idea is it wasn't with the preliminary task. It was very like datey around a subject. So say the lines were like, what was it? Yeah, how much do you think the window would cost? And and actually going. But whereas this one, it just attacks it and injects it straight into you. So it's no like, you know, messing around with the issue. It gets right down to it.
Just get straight to the point.
Shot, reverse shot.
We used shot, reverse shot when we were running down the corridor because we had.
Yeah, through the doors.
Yeah, so
Because like when you and
that was the one I meant to
Sam
mention.
pulls you
Yeah.
through the doors, it's like it shows you pulling you through from one side, and
Yeah,
then
we didn't have that in the final thing though.
do we not?
No, we filmed it, but we didn't put it in because of the
Oh, right.
time.
Yeah,
There was a lot of scenes we didn't get to put in.
I thought we was going to put it into the full.
I'm going to try and put it, but there
Yeah,
was a lot of
yeah.
stuff that I couldn't think because of time.
Yeah, but
We won't go
what
2
I mean is like in the final
Yeah, I'll try and put it.
version, that's one of
because
that.
in this one we've tried to do a lot more. So we have got some deleted scenes, which sounds a bit odd in a film trailer, but we wanted to do them.
Film opening.
And we've also done a reel for Tom as well, which
Yeah.
you'll see if we ever
Which
get
is a
round
lot
to
of
editing it. Yeah.
That's a lot of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of like, we're obviously very good friends, so we've obviously tried to like incorporate that into the piece.
Yeah, just make it a bit more fun. Really.
So